Hi again, everybody. It's Jeff Wilson back, talking about superheroes and superheroines, and their today, and this episode anyway, we're going to be talking about the superpowers and the anti-powers that a character can have. We're going to have a character here. So what I do when I'm sketching, I use a very thick pen. Not really a pen, more like a grease pencil almost. It helps me to get some really good poses here. So this is the pose I've chosen for our character here, and it's very loose image here because I like to start with loose drawings to start with, and that's the type of cartoons I like to do. The powers now, we have super strength, super mental abilities, could be super spiritual abilities. It could be do they have special people? They might have special people skills too. What challenges have caused them to develop these powers or skills? So that's something to consider as you're creating a character. Do they desire to help people or hurt others themselves? Is there a motivation to develop their abilities for good or for evil, and what are these? So these are all things to consider. I'm just going to create a new layer here so I can build this character here and kind of, as I'm doing this character, create a power for them. And it may not be apparent to me, and in fact it is not very apparent to me right now what this character's power would be. And I think I'm going to just develop a character here on the spot. A character who doesn't have a head covering. You can see their face, but they do have a eye covering, so you don't see their eyes. Give them a kind of a look there. They're in a situation where they've really struggling. They've got a very determined look on their face. So, and the triangle for the hand here and the wrist. And as I'm doing it, I'm trying to think what kind of power they could have. Now, a lot of characters have powers in their bodies where they can fire beams out of their arms or something like that. And like let's see, the Green Lantern has that power where he can fire powers out of his rings. And Superman, of course, is imbued with superpowers, partly from being born on another planet where it's explained in the origin story of Superman that it's from his ability to from another planet which has a different structure, and of course I think the gravity was a little heavier because it was a bigger planet. It was a little harder on his body, and it made him a Superman. And when he came to Earth, he was a normal person, or if he wasn't a normal person on his planet he came from, because he was a child, of course, was left Krypton as a child and came to Earth. But because he was from another world, he had the superpowers there. So the superpower this man could be maybe a superpower of being able to predict the future. let's make him have that ability. So he's looking this way, and he maybe has a thought balloon here where he's I'm just going to do it in the pen here as well, where he sees something in the future, and maybe it'll even have a date and time. So could be 2021, and the date, of course. What's today's date? The third month, and today is the 27th day of March, and he could see new pandemic coming. And of course, it's a really neat power to have because it would be great to have a character who could have that power. New pandemic on this date today. So that could be his superpower. And it can be, let's take a look at that power he has. It could also be an anti-power. He could use that for evil as well. He could say, well, I can predict the future. I can win all the horse, win my bets at the horse races and all the sports events. So it can be used as an anti-power as well. So you can see how every power the character can have can be used as an anti-power. And this particular character could be just as easily be a supervillain. Maybe a couple of antennas sticking out of his head. Give him a pointy chin. Give him a little more pointy nose, a little more evil look here too. And you've got a supervillain with the same power. So it just shows you that don't go with your first hunch. Basically, take your first hunch and develop something, but don't say, well, this is going to be my good guy. He's going to be able to predict the future. Well, maybe that power will be used better in your story by a bad guy. Anyway, so that's my take on the superpowers, and I hope that helps you with your superhero. And thanks, and we'll hope to see you at the next episode. Bye for now.